G'day ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Bitcoin update. It is a new month, it is April 1st, it is April Fool's actually. I don't have a fool for you unfortunately, but I do have the new monthly data for Bitcoin. I don't know if that suffices, but it's going to have to work because this is a Bitcoin channel after all. So Bitcoin monthly data, what has happened? Monthly returns. We've seen a 22% gain in the month of March, which is very strong. We've only ever seen a gain higher than that on 2 months in the past, and that was in 2013 and 2021. Now what we have on Bitcoin is 3 consecutive green months. We had January at 39%, we had February at 0.03%, barely a green gain, but it does count. And then we had March at 22.29%, 22.96%. So we've had 3 consecutive green months. Now, it's very important to understand what this means. We've only seen 3 consecutive green months in 2 occurrences in Bitcoin's price history. We saw it in 2021 and we saw it in 2013. Now, as we head into April, we have to understand that April is typically a very bullish month. As you can see, we've only ever seen 4 red Aprils, and out of the 4 red Aprils, 3 of them were less than 3% red. We've only ever seen 1 significantly red April, and it was during last year's bear market, 2022 April, 17% negative. So right now, we come into a situation in which we have a pretty solid chance of forming a green April as well. And if we do form a green, and that's because we're looking at historical Aprils, we've seen very strong Aprils, 50%, 32%, 33%, 34%, 34%, very strong Aprils in the past. If we do see a green April as per what we've seen in the past, which would line up with 4-year cycle theory, then we could be seeing 4 consecutive green months, which has only ever happened one other time in Bitcoin's price history, and we've never ever seen 5 consecutive green months off the start of a year. So, you know, we've seen 4 consecutive green months at different points in time, but not starting from January. So, you know, it's a pretty big time for Bitcoin. And this just goes to show that these 3 consecutive green months, potentially 4, you know, Bitcoin's seeing a very, very strong start to 2023, and it's really great to see. And obviously, all of that, a lot of that has been escalated and accelerated by what we've seen with the banking crisis. Of course, before the banking crisis in the United States, the banking bailouts in the United States, we were down here on Bitcoin. Now, that was a major support zone, and we were expecting a bounce from that level, but the banking bailouts sped that up. And they sped that up because it proved to people that the traditional financial market, the traditional economic system is showing more flaws, and people should be investing in alternatives like Bitcoin. And during that period of time, during this pump here, we saw Bitcoin take a massive amount of individuality, take a massive amount of freedom from traditional markets, and actually distance itself from the S&P 500, distance itself from traditional assets in general, as well as the US dollar. So it's great to see. It's great to see. You know, Bitcoin's seen a very, very strong start to the year. And we do have a lot of evidence to indicate, as per the monthly chart, that it will see a strong April outside of the evidence of what we've seen in Aprils before. So, you know, one of the reasons we think there's going to be a strong April, we could say there's going to be a strong April is because of the previous data from months of April. But if we're looking at the actual charts themselves, if we're looking, for example, on the monthly chart on Bitcoin, we have a clear RSI trend on Bitcoin here with this yellow moving average on the RSI. The yellow moving average on the RSI is the 14 moving average. And basically what we are seeing now is a bullish cross, okay, in the month of February between the RSI price itself and the moving average. Every other time we've seen this bullish cross, which is 3 separate occurrences in the past, we saw a 5,700% gain, we saw a 228% gain, and we saw a 550% gain. We've just seen that cross happen, and if we're going off previous history, if we're going off what we've seen previously when these crosses occur, we will be seeing a pretty bullish April, and, well, potentially not a bullish April, but at least a bullish next few months at the very minimum until we see a reverse cross, which will happen eventually. So, and generally speaking, those reverse crosses only happen at the top of the bull market. So as of right now, we have every indication to believe that Bitcoin will be achieving an upwards trend, potentially starting in April, but it could potentially start a little later as well. And that upwards trend on a monthly scale will not end until the end of the bull market in late 2025. That is the indication that we are getting right now from Bitcoin, from the Bitcoin chart. So, you know, it's great to see. Macro's looking excellent. Absolutely excellent. There's nothing you could fault about the macro. And, you know, of course, on this channel, we're big believers in the 4-year cycle theory. We'll take a quick skim over what the 4-year cycle theory actually is for people who aren't particularly sure. I know that we get quite a few new viewers in each video, and a quick refresher as well, because we haven't actually looked at it in a while. 4-year cycle theory is essentially a date range trend on Bitcoin. I'm bringing it up right now. Just give me a tick here. Gateway trend on Bitcoin based on 5 micro trends, based on the presidential cycle theory as well. The presidential, every 4 years there's something called a presidential cycle in traditional markets. So it's based on traditional markets as well. It's not just exclusive to Bitcoin. And of course, it's based on the halving. So lots of things to be based on here for your cycle theory. It's not just based on charts. It's based on a lot of fundamental events as well. So very, very strong trend. Strongest trend Bitcoin has. It predicted a Q4 bottom and it predicts a macro top up here in around October 2025. So basically it's saying that between now and October 2025, we don't necessarily have to go upwards the whole time, but we certainly shouldn't be going downwards below 15K. So essentially what we're looking at, if we're going off previous bear markets, what we realistically should be seeing is slowly upwards, sideways, and then eventually a blow off and a bull market, something like that. Now, it's not going to look exactly like that, of course. We'll probably go upwards a little bit more than that, something like this. It doesn't really matter exactly what it looks like. It's very hard to predict exactly what it's going to look like, but that's the general trend. So Bitcoin is very bullish from a macro perspective. The only thing we need to do to make it 100% confirmed, excellent, 100% beautiful bullish is get above 28.6K, okay? 28.6K is the foundations. I use this term all the time, and it's technically true, and it's true in a very real sense. It is the founding zone of the 2020-2021 bull market. We're circling areas here where we've held 28.6K, and right now we're circling an area where we're testing it for resistance. If we get above that level on a weekly candle close, Bitcoin is off to the races. Bitcoin on a macro scale is 100% confirmed. The macro low will be 100% confirmed to be in. There is no argument you can make that the bottom is not in. I'm being very, very serious about this. There is no argument you could possibly make that the bottom is not in based on charts after we get a weekly candle close above 28.6K. There's simply none. Okay, so very interesting to see what will happen. We've got 1 day and 22 hours until the weekly candle close. As of right now, unfortunately, we are facing pretty strong resistance from that level. We've been getting rejected quite heavily on the daily chart. We've got an uptrending yellow support line that's holding us up. We're clamping between these two levels. Eventually, we'll make a decision either up or down. Even if we go down, I don't necessarily think it's something to be overly concerned about unless we stay... so long as we stay above 25.2K, we're still in very decent territory here for Bitcoin, in my personal opinion. It wouldn't be overly surprising if we reject initially. But as of right now, it's pretty uncertain where the short term would go. There is an argument to be made that we're seeing some sort of ascending triangle formation between this yellow line and the red line at 28.6K. So perhaps we'll break to the upside. There's also arguments to be made that we're overbought, and you can look at volume and make that argument quite clearly. You can look at the RSI and see we're rejecting there. There's quite a few arguments you can make for different sides. I'm personally not picking a side on short term. I don't necessarily care what happens because I'm not trading it regardless. I'm trading the breakout. When the breakout occurs, I will trade it. I don't trade ranges very often. I don't see the point in trading ranges. You much rather trade a breakout when there's momentum to the upside of a downside and catch the trend. As of right now, I wish I could give you more clarity on short term. I simply can't. I don't think the TA is definitive enough at this point in time, and I think that not having opinion is a perfectly valid opinion. I think that the perhaps on the major channels and the major Twitter accounts, they're always having opinions. Oh, 10K, oh, 500K. I think it's ridiculous. I think sometimes you don't need to have an opinion. That's what I'm doing at this point in time. But I do certainly have an opinion about the macro, and the macro opinion, on my personal opinion on macro, is it's very bullish. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. We'll just have to wait and see what that weekly candle brings. But it is the start of a new month, and there is quite a good indication that the month will be good. And if not this month, well then the following months should be good because the macro is looking very strong, and we've proved that in this video here today. So without further ado, guys, I want to look at a few things before we end the video. I do appreciate if you stick around. Firstly, guys, the VIP results for the month of Q1, the quarter of Q1 2023 have released. We've got our VIP results here. We had a net profit of 3,436%. We had 26 wins and 9 losses in Q1 2023. So we're heading into Q2 now with the VIP. VIP group, we post trading signals every second day on Telegram. So if you're interested in that, you can check out the results from Q1. You can also check out the Q4 results. We did slightly better in Q4 as we did in Q1. We had very high volatility in Q1, so lots of fake outs did occur. But overall, 26 wins, 9 losses, total profit of 3,436%. Very, very good stuff there. So that was an excellent result there. So if you're interested in that, all the information in the description below for the VIP group. We've also got BitGet Exchange, guys. BitGet Exchange, 5 times lower fees than Binance, cheapest exchange in the cryptocurrency market that I've personally found. Definitely one of the best exchanges I've found. Well, I've used it for my personal trading for over a year. It's got copy trading protection fund. Its reserves are released. 15% trading fee discount by signing up using my referral link in the pinned comment below. And you know that you can do that, and that's a pretty hefty discount. 15% trading fee discount for life for clicking a link on an exchange that's already 5 times cheaper than Binance, commonly referred to as the cheapest exchange in the market. So go ahead and do that. There have been some allegations against BitGet recently, baseless allegations on Twitter by some scammer who had actually a stake in a pump and dump coin. Once BitGet identified that he was one of the ambassadors of the coin, they banned his account, and now he's gone on Twitter and told everyone that BitGet's a scam. Completely BS. It's got no basis in reality. I don't give attention to fools, and that's why I haven't mentioned it before. As of the learning to trade, so if you want to learn how to trade, you get education on cryptocurrency, which is one of the best things you could possibly do for yourself. Whether you do it through my course or whether you do it for another person's course, or whether you do it for free online, doesn't matter, but I'm going to give you the option to do it through my course. I've got a course called the Become a Trader 10-unit course, developed by myself and Megael Crypto. We developed this course in early last year, released it in May last year. We've got close to 100 students now. It teaches people how to trade through 10 units, taking around 40 hours to complete. If you're interested in that, you can go ahead and read the description. Click on the link in the description, read the description of the course on the website, and ultimately throw us an email at cryptoacademycourses@gmail.com to sign up to the course if you are interested in that kind of thing. So without further ado, guys, I'll end the video there. I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Happy April Fools. Perhaps tomorrow I'll come back with some sort of actual April Fool. I was thinking about it, but I thought I'd keep it professional today. So thank you guys for watching. Cheers. Have a good one.